What is the ultimate form of hopelessness? Is it a world that wants to physically break you? A world that wants to control your mind? Or a world that doesn't even care if you exist at all? This is a tour of fiction's darkest worlds, and an attempt to find that answer. Our tour begins in the hell of the body, the world of Kentaro Miura's Berserk. It is perhaps the gold standard for the genre we call grimdark. It is a world of constant, brutal, and intimate violence. The horror here is physical. It is tangible. It is the feeling of mud and blood and steel. Humanity is a flickering candle in a hurricane of monstrous forces. The world is ruled by the demonic god hand and their apostles. Creatures of immense power, who view human beings as little more than cattle, to be slaughtered for their own amusement. It is a world where even free will is a cruel joke. A story told by a malevolent god to its puppets. At the center of that struggle is Guts, the Black Swordsman. He is a man born from a corpse, branded for a demonic sacrifice, and destined to be haunted by the damned for the rest of his life. His entire existence is a war against fate that is actively, malevolently trying to crush him. The horror of Berserk is the horror of the body. It's the pain of a wound that never heals, the exhaustion of a battle that never ends, the sheer physical impossibility of fighting a god with nothing but a lump of iron and your own bottomless rage. The world of Berserk is hopeless because survival is a constant, bloody, and seemingly unwinnable war. The threat is external. You can see it. You can touch it. You can even fight it. But that ability to fight, however futile, is a small ember of hope in itself. So what happens when the enemy cannot be fought? What about a world where the enemy is you? We now move from the loud horror of the battlefield to the quiet horror of a troubled mind. In this world, the monsters are not an invading army of demons. They are a personalized manifestation of a single man's guilt. The horror is not a war for survival. It is a quiet, desperate pilgrimage into the heart of your own sorrow. The game's protagonist, James Sunderland, is drawn to the fog-shrouded town of Silent Hill by a letter from his wife, Mary. A letter that should be impossible, because Mary has been dead for 3 years. This is the central mystery, but the town itself is the real monster. Silent Hill is not a physical place. It is a psychological canvas. It reads the repressed trauma of those who enter it and builds a personalized hell for them. The fog is not just weather. It is the physical manifestation of James's confusion and denial. The radio static that screams when the monsters are near is the sound of his own fractured psyche crying out in warning. The creatures that shamble through the fog are not random beasts. They are footnotes from James's subconscious. The lying figures, trapped and writhing within a fleshy prison, represent his own feelings of being trapped by his suffering. And then there is Pyramid Head, the iconic, terrifying executioner. He is not the game's villain. He is James's own need for punishment, given a physical, brutal form. Pyramid Head exists to torment James, because deep down, in a place he cannot yet admit, James believes he deserves to be punished. If the hopelessness of Berserk is the fear of being devoured by an external demon, the hopelessness of Silent Hill 2 is the dawning soul-crushing horror of realizing that you have been the demon all along. The threat is internal. It's a war against your own memory, your own guilt. But even in this, there is a struggle. There is a you to be lost. So what happens when we go one step deeper? What about a world where the soul itself and the guilt that haunts it is an irrelevant concept? This brings us to our final destination. A world steeped in cosmic horror. The world of Bloodborne. In the grimdark world of Berserk, the gods are evil. They hate you. In the personal hell of Silent Hill 2, the monster is your own guilt. It wants to punish you. But in the existential horror of Bloodborne, you are faced with a truth that is far more terrifying. The universe does not want to punish you. The universe does not care about you at all. The central theme of Bloodborne is the danger of forbidden knowledge. As a hunter, you seek insight, and the more insight you gain, the more you begin to see the true, horrifying nature of reality. You see the great ones, the cosmic, godlike beings that secretly govern the world. And this knowledge does not empower you. It drives you mad. It is a direct reference to the work of H.P. Lovecraft, who built an entire mythology on this single terrifying idea, that the truth of the cosmos is so vast and so alien that the human mind would shatter if it ever truly perceived it. The horror of Bloodborne is the horror of insignificance. It is the realization that humanity is not the pinnacle of creation, but a fleeting, insignificant accident in a cosmos filled with beings so vast and powerful that our entire existence is beneath their notice. Our struggles, our hopes, our tragedies, they are less than the dreams of a sleeping god. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is poison. This is the ultimate hopeless world, because you cannot fight cosmic indifference. You cannot reason with a truth that breaks your mind just by witnessing it. The search for meaning itself becomes the source of your damnation. So what is the bloody answer? What makes a world truly hopeless? We have toured 3 circles of hell. The hell of the body, where your flesh is under constant assault. The hell of the mind, where you are haunted by your own guilt. And the hell of the soul, where your very existence is meaningless. The physical horror of Berserk is a nightmare, but at its center is the defiant, profoundly human struggle of guts. His suffering is immense, but it is not without meaning. The psychological horror of Silent Hill 2 is a personal torment, but it offers the possibility of confronting one's own truth, a painful kind of catharsis. But the existential horror of Bloodborne offers no such comfort. It suggests that our struggle, our defiance, our very search for meaning is a cosmic joke, a story we tell ourselves to hide from the vast, silent, and indifferent truth. And that, perhaps, is the final quiet footnote. The darkest, most hopeless world is not the one with the most blood, or the one with the most guilt. It is the one that most effectively erases the very idea that our lives matter. The ultimate tragedy is not to die in a meaningless world, but to realize that you have been living in one all along.